Hi everyone. So we're still doing 2-card spreads for now. I'm doing them a little bit longer than 60 seconds, but hopefully it's short enough that you can check it out. I talk a lot. Sorry. It's just, that's who I am. Not sorry. But I use these longer sessions just to say thank you for the likes, the comments, and definitely for those of you subscribing. I appreciate it. Stay subscribed. You don't always have to watch these if you don't want to, but your subscription is helping me, and it's going to end up helping me eventually, hopefully monetize, which is what I'd like to do, because I just really love doing these readings, and I want to continue doing them for all of you for as long as I possibly can. It's a passion of mine. So I can't tell you enough how much I love and appreciate everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For the 2-card spread this week, today we're doing mistake versus, well, not versus, but the mistake that you made and then the lesson that you learned from it. And I'm using my Queen of the Moon Oracle for this. I love the images. And it's funny, these 2 cards flew out, so we're going to take a look at those. Please, 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 please always take what resonates just for you. Leave the rest, because it's going to be different for everybody. First up, what was the mistake that you made? So for the mistake card, we have Queen of the Moon, Sovereignty, 41. Okay. Control freak much? Because that's what I get. And I know, because I'm a control freak myself. I have to control my life as much as I can. I realize now that I need to stop controlling so much. Yeah, so sorry. I keep wanting to control everything. Can't really help it. But I do. What I see here is it's number 41. So 41 reduces to 5. 5 is all about changes, challenges, conflicts, obstacles, things like that. So it doesn't have to be negative. But what I'm getting from this is something that I did. Here's the mistake. You tried to control the situation, a person, the universe. Guilty here. I'm raising my hand. You can't see it, but I literally pulled a card from one of my Oracle decks and it said, stop micromanaging the universe. So I'm offering this little bit of wisdom for you guys because it's the same thing. You want what you want and you want it right now. I get it. You're like, look, you're like tapping your foot and you're tapping your wrist as if there's like, you know, I can see you tapping the wrist like there's a watch there, but there's no watch. You're just like, time is money. Time is money. But time is of the essence. Any of those phrases about time, you know, idle hands are the devil's workshop. That came to mind too. Yeah, you want to be moving. You're moving and shaking and doing. Go, 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 going. Are you sure? Like, I don't know if you guys haven't looked into human design, but those of you listening, are you sure you're not a pure generator? Because I'm a pure generator in human design, and that's a whole rabbit hole to go down if you want to, but it's very interesting. So if you know what you're looking for, you can go look up the information out there. Just look up human design. I know that there's a practitioner that's with Awkwardly Zen that does human design readings. So Awkwardly Zen is a meetup group on the Meetup app. You can also get there online from your desktop if you don't have the app on your phone, and you can attend any of their stuff. I mean, I belong to some groups as well, but I know a practitioner who does human design, and I know people who just study it because they want to study it. You can find local classes in your area if you're interested. But pure generators we are literally the battery. We're like the Energizer Bunny. We keep going and going, but we get depleted and we have to recharge. So you're learning this lesson in a hard way. I mean, one, it's caused conflict. I mean, you're not only depleting yourself because you're like going all the time, but you're trying to control everything. You're controlling the schedule and you're being rigid. You're not being flexible, and you're ticking people off, frankly. I mean, people are upset with you because you're being almost like a dictator. And I hate to say that, but some people take it too far. It's one thing to be a control freak, and control freaks, sometimes there are strengths and pros and cons to everybody, but the strength is that they run a tight ship. They have strict rules and guidelines, and they stick to those. And they always stick to like, oh, I've got to be on time. You know, they're a stickler for the rules on things. But you can always count on someone, a control freak, to control the situation and keep it running smoothly. But the problem comes when someone has too much control. Then yes, they stop becoming, running things smoothly, and they start becoming more of a dictator. And then they're doing too much control. They're micromanaging the people that they're trying to control, instead of having them go, hey, okay, I'm controlling the situation. I need you to do this and you to do that. Please do it and do it this way. Okay. But then when they start micromanaging them and like hovering over them, you can't do that. You can't do that. So you start to tick people off because you're trying to control them and their lives. And then you get to the point where they can't even take breaks or go to the restroom. Or like, hey, I need to leave early. Oh, no, I need you here. Okay. And this can go for jobs, but this can go for any kind of thing, like you volunteering. I feel like people like volunteering for a play and everybody's in the play, but the director is having too much control and it's not fun anymore. When it stops being fun and you don't enjoy being around those types of people, like, yeah, that's when you know you've gone too far. So your mistake was controlling too much, trying to micromanage, control, and you tightened your grip too much, and you choke the life out of people when you do that. You ruin the whole situation, or you ruin the relationship with that person, no matter who it is, if you try to control them. So let go. So I feel like with sovereignty, that's where you were. You were being the dictator for a while. You were controlling. And look at her. She is rigid. She's got a really tight grip on that planet or moon or whatever it is. I don't know. Let me look at this. And her face is like, don't mess with me. Everything is the way I want it to be. We're not changing a thing. So inflexibility, that's one of the other problems, is that you couldn't make room for just little changes. You have to be flexible because you never really know what life's going to throw at you. So, and it could throw things at the people you're trying to control or the situation you're trying to control. If things blow up, there's a reason for it. So what did you learn from it? You're learning now. This is a snow moon. Its purity is number 30. 3 is about collaboration. That's what comes to mind. It's like, it can be about friendship, building a foundation. It's good to build a good foundation with the people that you work with, or your friends, your family, whatever project you're doing or whatever you're leading. You're learning to manage. The lesson learned is you can have control, but you have to balance out how you manage people and places and things and yourself. As long as you're not getting overwhelmed and tightening the rein, everybody else is good. And as long as you leave a little bit of wiggle room there for something to go wrong, then you can expect it. You plan for it, because that's exactly what a control freak would do. They would plan for the unexpected, or at least leave it open. So if something happens, they're like, okay, good. There's room here. I can work with this. We can find a solution. And you're doing that. And I love how it's purity. It's white. It's snow. Your lesson is learned is that the people that you tried to control are not around you. Part of your lesson is that you're out here alone. And she's got this sheet or something over her face and she can't see. So I feel like you were blind to it for a little bit. You were like, I don't get it. I was just trying to do my job, or this is who I am, and people won't accept me. But the truth is, like, no, who you are is someone who's good at being a leader and good at controlling and managing, but it's in a balanced and harmonious way. You were out of whack, out of balance. Like, it was not working. It caused a lot of friction with people. So this is where you are now. You're kind of getting back in touch with yourself. You're learning that you can't be so rigid. You have got to allow yourself to Jiggle like Jello. I don't know why that came to mind. Who's thinking of Jello? Just funny. But yeah, you have to be flexible. You can't be so dang rigid. You've got to be able to bend but not break. I'm thinking of a Keen song. Bend and Break by Keen. Yeah. If that song means anything to you, go listen to it or read the lyrics and see if there's a message in there for you, because I do tend to get channeled songs too. But it's cold now. You're in this wasteland where it's cold and purity. You're getting back to like, okay, I need to get back to my basics. I made mistakes. I lost friendships and work friends over this or whatever it was. So now you're coming back to going, I think of purity. I think of innocence. White has a lot of different meanings. I'm trying to remember what all of them are, but in this beautiful place, this snow moon, you're not blind anymore. You were, but now you're seeing like, okay, maybe I made the mistake. That's where you start to learn the lesson. When you can start to take accountability for yourself and like, okay, I controlled too much. I made that mistake. So make it right. Lesson learned, move forward. If it's too late to make it right, there's nothing you can do. I mean, if you want to reach out, you can always reach out. If you end up having to work with people, you can always reach out and be like, hey, I apologize for being too controlling. I lost control. Take that accountability, that responsibility, apologize. But if it's too late, it's too late. Move forward knowing that you're going to make a difference. In the future, you're going to control and manage in a balanced and harmonious way. That's all there is to it. You're going to it's going to help you improve, to grow, and you're going to know how to handle these situations without breaking, without ruining the situation or the people. You won't upset them as much. You just have to be clear communication. Okay, we need to have a solution. Let's do this, but we have to do it quick. People will help you, but you got to let them help you. So it's kind of interesting where we went. And I like the contrast in these cards. It's like night and day. Night and day. Both have moons out, so it's supposed to be night. But if you look how wide it is, it's like the wind is blowing the snow sometimes and it gives you that fog effect. Or sometimes the moon is so bright at night that it leaves this light over everything and it doesn't even look like it's nighttime. Especially when the clouds are overhead and things are lit up, because the city lights can light the clouds up sometimes. So, but I left this night and day thing. So I feel like it has been night and day, that you've kind of done a 180 here. And you're realizing like, okay, they're your mistake, but you've learned your lesson. So I'm glad you did. So move forward with that lesson and learn that you can still be you. You can still you're still a control freak. You always will be, but you're going to learn to manage it a lot better. And you're going to be able to strategize and plan so much better around, the people, the places, the things, the situations that you have to control. But bottom line is, you got to learn to control yourself first. I hope this was helpful. Until next time, guys. Bye.